Hello everyone, Amanda here. So I'm still working on my ring bound journal. So far we've created these pages and today I'm going to show you how to create the base for this one. So let me just quickly show you how mine ended up. The tutorial is how to make the base, not every single component of the decorating, because otherwise the videos are too long. So this page here again is a gusseted page like some of the others, okay, and we've got some components here. Excuse my dressing gown, it's very cold. In here, and then this comes in the back, and then this here is a slide and lock mechanism. Basically it's just the same as a wraparound. You wrap it around the top one and it'll slide to keep both of them closed. You don't need a tutorial on that, it is super easy. Okay, so that slides up and then these two components will come undone. When that's slid down they'll stay shut. Okay, then we've got two pockets here, so the page is kind of split, and in here I've got some little photo slides, journaling cards with some of the little journal dangles that I made. Super popular video that, who knew? Okay, so that goes back in there, just so you can visualise what it's going to look like when it's done, because the tutorials you know, is how to construct the base. And then you've got a pocket on the back that holds things, and then this one also has a pocket on the back. This is for journaling, okay, and then that will close up again. We'll shut all that again, and then it opens here. We're going to make this angled pocket, and then I don't think I showed this bit because the memory card got full, but I've just matted the page and used a journaling card as a tuck spot, okay, to tuck those in. And then the back page here is just a simple pocket that I've loaded up with goodies. Okay, I don't think that bit was on the tutorial, but how to do the flips and the pockets. So get yourself comfortable and enjoy the tutorial. Okay, so I'd already added these front flips. These measure 5 5/8 by 3 7/8, and you score each side at 3/8 of an inch. And the pockets measure 4 5/8 by 4, again scoring at 3/8 of an inch. Just make sure when you're mitering that the you know, the flaps fold together neatly on the back side. If they don't, trim a bit more off, and lots of burnishing so that they sit nice and flat. My card's quite thick, so I've really had to burnish very firm. You can see me adjusting the mitre in there to make sure that they're not on top of each other, which creates more bulk. And then I'm going to glue them on. You can use tape. If you use tape, use a really good strong tape. On one of my components I had to go back and add some red tape because the glue just wasn't for some reason sticking very well. This is quite shiny craft card and it doesn't seem to really always like my glue. So get that down nicely, make sure it's nice and flush. Don't have it too close up to the score line or it won't fold nicely. There you go, simple. So on the back we're going to do the pockets at 6 inches by 2 3/8, again scoring and mitering on 3 sides, and we're scoring at 3/8 of an inch. That's always the increment for the little gusset parts. Okay, really simple. Just take time to really burnish and make sure those mitered parts are done neatly. Lots of inking. Just make sure edges look nicer. Use what you've got, you don't have to use distress ink. And again we're gluing those down. There we go. This is fast crafting I like fast crafting. If I could craft this fast in real life, I'd be onto a winner. I could make 10 journals a day. I do have to wait slightly. I do get slightly annoyed when I have to wait for glue to dry because I just want to get on with stuff. But yeah, it is what it is. I think I ended up using some little mini bulldog clips to help keep those pockets down while the glue dried. Then we're going to move on to the flaps that are going to hold those pockets shut. So that, as you can see there, so we're gluing those on the inside of the on that inside part there. and those flaps measure, the top one is 4 7/8 by 4 and the bottom one is 4 3/8 by 4. So the top one's slightly longer than the bottom one so that they overlap nicely, and then you can formulate some sort of closure. I end up doing the slide and lock mechanism on mine instead of the policy closure, which was my original plan. I just kind of changed my mind halfway through. I'm prone to that. So I think the bottom one there is the one I had to go back and redo with red line tape. Because it wasn't drying and I was having a brew waiting for it to dry. So the flaps here, I'm going to show you in a moment. You're going to need to do some extra burnishing on these flaps. So there I am re-adding red line tape. So on the flaps, what you're going to do is, once they're attached and they're dry, absolutely completely dry, then open them, close your 2 pockets, and then wrap them around and burnish to create a small kind of increment with your bone folder. Saves you having to do silly 1/8 or 1/16 of an inch measurements, and then there's room then to, it's not, it'll lay flat is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so this is where I'm up to. I've done the matting and layering. So we've got the flips here, which we're going to join with a policy closure. That will lift up and down. We're going to mat this plain. We've got this one, we've matted all of that and sewn around it and added a journaling card from the collection with a little tab. Okay, same at the bottom, and then they flip open and we've got 2 lovely pockets there with a journaling card and a little envelope. So what I need to do now is I'm going to mat this bit with a half plain, and then we're going to leave that as it is for journaling, and then we're going to do something on these 2 parts here, but I don't know what yet. So I'll just quickly I'll layer this one, and I won't fast forward it. We'll do a little bit of chatting because I've fast forwarded an awful lot. I have done a playlist with all of the videos on. I've been fast forwarding because longer videos just aren't popular on my channel. So I'm using the pencil method again, and this matting piece here will just go over the flaps that I've created so you won't see them. Okay, so let's just see where this is going to go to. It's going to go to about there. I'm not sewing this bit. Let me just move that clip about there, and again just cut it, ink it and glue it on. So it's been a bit of an epic journey as this one. So once this section's finished, I will be doing the rest of my pages. So there might not be one for a few days, and then I will be back. I don't think I'm going to do a video on the covers, just because I'm going to just probably do I'll do a talk through. I'll do a final reveal, I think, and we will call it a day, because I think once you've got the basic idea of how this is going, each video is not really gonna be teaching you anything new, because you've kind of got the gist by now. But it's a good stepping stone towards doing larger albums as well, which is something that I really want to do. I just need to figure out my binding and adding pages to a journal. To an album, sorry. It's a little bit more complicated than a journal. Journals, you can kind of just wing it and make it up as you go. With an album, you want it to look nice, really, and you want it to look good, so we'll see. We'll see, you might have to do some research. Right, so I'm going to mat them 2 pieces after, because I want to do the policy closure. So I'll do the closure and then I'll mat over the top to hide the split pins, yeah? Or whatever I choose. So that's that bit done now. So that goes in there, that goes in there, up, up. So now we're on this bit here. So this is the gusseted part. So if we wanted to, we could add another signature there. I showed you how to do that in a previous video. What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this section plain again. I just might do a small pocket, an angled pocket here. Just because there's already a lot of weight on that page with all of that. So we'll keep this bit very simple. So let's have a look for some nice paper. Let's have a look what we've got. Let's have a look. Just trying to think which ones I've used so far. Quite like that. I might just have a plain. Oh, mind you, I want to put a pocket. I want to put a pocket. So let's have a think. I'm going to use these pages for something else. What we got? Right, I'm going to use one of these lovely menus, I think. So let's mark the page. I'm going to mark the whole entire page first. Okay, and I want all that patterning, so I'm just going to mark it there and there. Yep. And then I'm going to trim. Let's have a look. Trim it. I want it to be central, you see, so I'll trim it there and there. Okay. Let's get that trimmed. So can't see my top bits. I've cut that a little bit too short, to be honest. I don't know what I was thinking. Let's do it with this one instead. That's too short. I've cut it too short. So I want it there. I must have moved my paper and there. So let's do that bit first. Doesn't matter because I'll use that other bit in something else. You know, it won't get wasted. And sometimes you just cut it wrong. Okay. So now let's do our length. And that blade just keeps falling out of my trimmer. It's okay. We're not going to lose our temper because of a silly trimmer. Okay. Silly things like trimmers and sewing machines do annoy me, and I can quite easily not lose my temper but lose my cool ever so slightly unnecessarily. There's really no need for it. It's rather silly, but yeah. Yeah, so that looks alright. Yeah, that's better. Right, let's get it inked. Get it inked and get it on. Okay. I need to wipe my desk because that distress ink's starting to transfer onto other things now. But not to worry. Right. So we'll just layer that on there. Very simple. That's that bit. And then I'm going to do like a, I think I'll do it that way, like an angled, ripped pocket. So I'm going to get, I want some of my red paper, and then I want, right, so what I'm going to do is, I'm going to mat it right to the corner. I'm going to mat it right to the corner. Okay. And then I'm gonna, then what am I gonna do? I don't know. I'll use my ripping ruler. Okay, you don't have to have one of these, you can just rip it by eye. Let me have a look. I want that to show, you see, but I also want this to be like a bottom layer. Let's have a look. Angle it. Angle it a bit more. There we go, that's the angle I want. That's the angle I'm after. I don't want that bit on. Yep, and then I'm going to, which one? That one. I'm going to have that girl on, I think, if I can isolate this girl here. And let me just trim it right down so that that image is. I'll just have the Merry Christmas as well, I think. Yeah, like that. And then I will, let me just move this so that I've got a flat surface. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it underneath. Okay, I'm going to layer my top piece with an increment all the way around, and so it looks straight. Let me get it on my grid mat. I want about that much of a gap. Yeah. So if I have that like that, I want about the same increment there as there. Yeah. Then hold my ruler over the top in an exact line. Yeah. Then rip it. And then this should be smaller and it should layer on. Ta-da! See? Well, there's a will, there's a way. And this is not going to be a gusseted pocket, this is just going to be a straight onto the page pocket. Okay. And then I might call it a day. I just had to go and sort my camera out because the card was full and it wouldn't record anymore. Because I've been recording the whole process as I've been doing it and then literally just editing it, so my recordings have been really long, so I need to wrap this up for today and go and empty my memory card and delete a load of stuff so that I can come back and do some more. So that's just how I've done that angled pocket, really simple and really easy. So that is now going to go on, glue it on two sides. Okay. Right up to the edge of the underneath. Trying to get it straight, Amanda. Yeah, and that will glue on there nicely. And that will create a nice pocket there. So I'm going to leave this video there for now because I've done quite a lot and I've been at it a long time. So I'll see you again in the next part. So keep tuned, keep watching. Don't forget to follow the playlist. Don't forget to subscribe, please. I would be grateful. And I'll see you again soon.